Alga-ETH Group is communicating this stop work, life-saving rules, and arm and hand safety, to emphasize that safety is not just a priority but an obligation, and that everyone is empowered for stopping the work for safety so everyone goes home to their family hurt-free. Alga-ETH top management authorizes and empowers all company employees and contractors to stop an action or condition and use their stop work authority when the risk is too great. There is an unsafe situation. Unsafe conditions. The goal behind is to encourage workers to speak up without fear of retribution when they see a potential at-risk situation unfolding. Any form of discipline or intimidation directed at any individual for exercising their stop work authority will not be tolerated. Stop work authority shall be used in a positive and professional manner. Use a phrase such as "I am using my stop work authority because this does not look safe." Stop work authority shall be documented and reported using Alga-ETH and client stop observation card. Here are some scenarios where stop work authority and intervention was exercised at workshop, vehicle and at rig site.
Zam! Fadil! You should use the trolley instead. Come, let me help you. Don't forget to lock out, tag out.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
Hey bro.
Victor! Harness! Let's take a break.
You forgot to put on the wheel chock.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
But one small change in their equipment was about to have a catastrophic effect. The pipe string they were running was a cement stand, which with a cement stub added was 2 meters longer than their usual pipes. This meant they had to change the way they worked. The normal procedure was for the driller to lift the pipe stand out, and when it was disconnected, the two racking operators moved the pipe stand away from the rotary table, keeping it vertical. Then the driller lowered the travelling block, which weighs about 60 tons, ready to connect up to the next pipe stand. But the longer pipe stand with the cement stub created a difficulty for the racking operators. It had to be inclined to put it in the rack. This took longer than normal, and for a short time the top of the inclined stand moved back into the path of the travelling block. At this point, 3 other factors were added to the fatal equation. The driller couldn't clearly see the top of the pipe stand more than 30 meters above him, or his colleagues on the drill floor. And he couldn't talk to them either, because his intercom had an intermittent fault. As normal, he started to lower the travelling block, believing that the pipe was clear. It was too soon. The inclined pipe stand was not out of the way. The travelling block struck the top end of the pipe. The bottom end was driven into the drill floor, where it was momentarily caught. The travelling block continued to descend, its massive weight bending the pipe stand as it did so, and storing energy in the pipe like a coiled spring. As the bend increased, the bottom end suddenly freed itself from the coaming, and the pipe stand whipped violently across the drill floor. The bottom end striking Aydin and Suleiman. They both died instantly from the impact. The additional hazards of racking a longer than normal stand of pipe was a change that hadn't been recognized or formally addressed. Also, their work plan hadn't allowed for the faulty comms system.
Intervention for using Stop Work Authority. Intervention is the key for Stop Work Authority. What is intervention? A conversation between at least two people. Should relate to a safe or unsafe act. Learning opportunity. Includes open questions and active listening. Focuses on what could go wrong in a scenario. Agrees on immediate action. Focuses on rectifying behavior. Why do we want everybody to intervene? 1. We need to care for each other, save lives and prevent injuries, therefore creating a safe working environment. 2. Failure to intervene is considered an unsafe act. 3. Whenever someone intervenes, there is only one correct answer. Thank you. Please remember to intervene in a positive and professional manner. Use a phrase such as, "I am using my stop work authority because this does not look safe." Life-saving rules with drilling safety top 10 ties. 1. Work authorization, work with a valid permit when required. 2. Confined space, obtain authorization before entering a confined space. 3. Energy isolation, verify isolation and zero energy before work begins. 4. Bypassing safety controls, obtain authorization before overriding or disabling safety controls. 5. Working at height, protect yourself against a fall when working at height. 6. Safe mechanical lifting, plan lifting operations and control the area. 7. Toxic gas, follow the rules for working in toxic gas environments. 8. Driving, follow safe driving rules and be aware of surroundings. 9. Line of fire, keep yourself and others out of the line of fire. 10. Hot work, control flammables and ignition sources. Life-saving rule focus areas. 1. Line of fire. Line of fire is having a person's body or part of the body in the path of an object, equipment component, electrical energy or pressure that can cause harm or injury. 3 major categories of line of fire incidents are caught between, struck by, and released energy, electrical or pressure. Always implement the hierarchy of controls at work, eliminate, substitute, engineer out, administrative controls, or PPE. Implementing our safety values, combined with awareness of the fact that line of fire is a life-saving rule, is an effective way to prevent hurts. 2. Toxic gas. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S, gas is the most common toxic gas in upper ZACM operations. It is also often present in drilling-specific operations. H2S is one of the leading causes of workplace gas inhalation deaths. Knowing common places present, mud pits, shallow water flows, production process facilities, is critical to having heightened awareness. Understanding and being aware of early warning signs, rotten egg smell, can help in early response and save lives. It is critical to know how to respond to possible toxic gas, move upwind, don breathing apparatus.
Operational focus areas. 1. Do our jobs the right way. Own the mindset that safety starts with me. Speed or stretching yourself is not a measure of your value. Working safely is. Ensure effective communication, focusing on verify understanding, practice safety communication principles. Take the time to ensure procedural compliance by fully complete all PTWs and JSAs prior to executing critical tasks. 2. Empower team to be safe leaders. Encourage all crew members to be safety leaders, ensure everyone is heard. Drive the desired culture by intervening in a positive manner and responding to mistakes with a learning attitude. Objective is to prevent reoccurrence. Take accountability in identifying and mitigating unsafe conditions. 3. Identify high potential events. Look for the hidden dangers beyond your immediate work location, i.e., potential drops, loose grating, missing guards, lifts, high pressure, etc. Maintain situational awareness of dynamic overlapping red zones. Focus in on the application of human performance principles and life-saving rules to support in avoiding life-altering events. 4. What good looks like. Cultivate a culture of leadership and accountability by actively caring. Stay vigilant and revisit learnings often. Focus on avoiding complacency using everyone's approach to safety. Apply bowtie principles to operations. Discussions are effective. Document when needed. All types of injuries, including hand and finger injuries, are preventable. Do you know that 35% of incidents in the last 5 years have affected hands and fingers? 4,514 hand injuries in the last 5 years. 75 per month. 19 every week. 3 every day. This could be you if we don't think of ourselves and others' safety.
Sources of hand and finger injury are present everywhere, even at home, especially in our workplace. Some sources of hand and finger injury in the workplace are during material handling, rotating machine parts, conveyor belts, equipment or material with sliding parts, chains, and pipes, working using handling tools such as pliers, etc., unsecured materials, and many more. Alga-ETH has adopted system of color coding of equipment to have adequate visibility on right placement of hands so as to prevent hand and finger injuries. 1. Yellow, black striping red, identifies pinch, crush points for power tong. 2. Red, identifies pinch, crush points for all handling tools and other tubular running equipments. 3. Green, identifies safe grab points for all tubular running equipments. Note that the same paint and color coding requirements is applicable to other equipments within Alga-ETH group where required. Now, let's look on major equipments used in our operation where paint and label was used to promote safety and prevent and or mitigate pinch point, hand and finger injury. Here are the example of paint, color coding applied for different types of power tongs. Yellow, black striping red, identifies pinch, crush points. Red, identifies pinch, crush points. Green, identifies safe grab points. Paint, color coding applied for other types of power tongs. Yellow, black striping red, identifies pinch, crush points. Red, identifies pinch, crush points. Green, identifies safe grab points. Paint, color coding applied for belt tong, elevator and safety clamp. Red, identifies pinch, crush points.
General hazards to be aware of when handling/moving equipment. Think head before hands. Recognize pinch point. Be mindful when closing doors. Use proper PPE, beware of rotating equipment.
Here are the examples of wrong, unsafe and right or safe hand placement for hand slips. When transporting equipments from storage in or deck area, be aware of the potential hazards of incorrect placement that will cause injury to hands or fingers becoming pinched, cut or punctured. As there is a hazard of the elevator moving down and making contact with operator hand, the below illustration shows the correct, incorrect method of holding the slip handles. Ensure thumb is out of harm's way. Use underhand grip to allow for quick release. Wrong, unsafe and right or safe hand placement for safety clamp. Do not place hands underneath safety clamp. Crushing hazard if clamp slips and traps fingers between clamp and top of the slips. Ensure thumb is out of harm's way. Use underhand grip to allow for quick release.
Wrong, unsafe and right, safe hand placement for elevator. Perform pinch point survey and place your hand on green safe grab point only. Improper placing of hands during running operation at rig site. Potential crush, pinch incident may occur.
Power tong inspection, maintenance, function, operation and troubleshooting. Power tongue is one of the major equipments used in the operation where there is a high risk of hand and finger injury. The potential hazards during inspection, maintenance, function, operation and troubleshooting of power tongue are trapped hand, fingers, crush fingers while removing, installing and inspecting dies, jaws or any other work on power tongue. Becoming caught in the rotating parts of the power tongue. To mitigate the hazard and risk using this equipment, the power tongue interlock system was installed to enable the power tongue to stop rotating, moving when the tongue door is open. Note that the power tongue that doesn't have the interlock system installed must be red tag, moved to quarantine area and shall not be mobilized to the job. Here are the power tongue inspection, maintenance, function, operation and troubleshooting guidelines that needs to be followed for safe operation. 1. Don't perform any changes or troubleshooting or any other work on the power tongue and other tools while the operation is ongoing. 2. Don't operate the power tongue while moving into to safe area. Place hand onto the green safe grab area out of pinch point. 3. Set the power tongue rotary properly aligned, one man allowed to operate the tongue, to enable to remove, install jaws, dies or do any other type of work within the tongue rotary. Establish good communication with the crew by assuring hands off and nobody around the power tongue. 4. Ensure that the tongue door is fully open to assure that the tongue rotary will not move or rotate to safely remove, install the jaws, dies, etc. 5. Start removing, installing jaws, dies. 6. Inspect and clean the interlock valve and close the tongue door. 7. Start removing, installing jaws, dies. 8. Enable the hydraulic system by turning on the ball valve of the power unit. 9. Establish good communication with the crew by assuring hands off and nobody around the power tongue while pulling the tongue to the casing string for makeup. 10. Wear appropriate PPE such as impact gloves, coverall, hard hat, safety shoes, and safety glass. Example of wrong, unsafe hand placement of roustabout working with the crane holding the sling.
If we had been thinking about our safety, this hands will not be burned. Please consult the safety data sheet before handling any type of chemicals to ensure proper PPE is provided to prevent any hand injury from handling chemicals. Once an incident occurred, our life will never be the same again. Simple buttoning a shirt will not be as easy as before. The Human Performance Principles. 1. People make mistakes. Anticipate that mistakes will occur and ensure mitigations are in place to prevent them. Situational awareness. Identify those tasks, high consequence events, where it is critical to ensure mistakes do not occur. 2. Mistakes often result from well-meaning behaviors intended to get the job done. You are empowered to stop the job when conditions change or when a deviation occurs. Safety leadership. Work only tasks you have been trained on and is in the area of your responsibility. 3. Underlying conditions often contribute to error-prone situations. Identify and mitigate conditions that can potentially lead to a mistake or injury. Ensure safeguards, barriers, guards, tagouts, etc., are in place before executing critical tasks. 4. Understanding how and why mistakes occur can help us prevent them. Learn from incident sharing and update JSAs to avoid reoccurrence at your site. Communicate openly about near misses and incidents so learnings are captured for future jobs. 5. We can predict and then prevent or manage most error-prone situations. Use tools, JSA, LMRA, Step Back 5x5, etc., to identify, manage error-prone situations, procedural compliance. Ensure additional controls are in place when high-potential events are identified. 6. Leaders' response to mistakes directly impacts the culture of both learning and accountability. Provide and receive interventions in a positive manner to develop a healthy safety culture, actively caring, have the courage to intervene, speak up when in doubt of the risk of an operation. 7. Team members work together to create an engaged, collaborative team. Actively encourage all to participate during safety meetings, learn from each other's experiences. Together we are smarter, stronger, and safer. To report any unsafe act or condition, either it is a result of stoppage of job, or any normal walkthrough, please use Algaeth Online Stop Observation Card Reporting System. You may log into https://algaeth.a/stopwork or scan the QR code shown on the screen, which is available within Algaeth facility. Be reminded that the intention of writing an observation is to stop an incident from happening. Before writing any observation card, please ensure that stop work authority is exercised, or it is reported to the relevant personnel to take appropriate action. Note that Stop Observation Card Reporting System is also applicable to provide positive observation or to commend a safe act or condition. Once the observation card is generated, this shall be shared with relevant personnel during the toolbox talk for lessons learned purpose.
Remember, you are empowered to stop the job when the condition changes or when a deviation occurs. Have the courage to intervene in a positive manner. Together, we smarter, stronger and safer.